Hey everybody, welcome back to Off the Panel, Off the Shelf Comics. Jesus Christ, dude. Welcome back to Off the Shelf Comics with our panel. To the right of me, as always, is Lunchbox Warren. How you doing, Lunchbox?
I'm doing wonderful, sir. Been a
And
good day today.
is a special guest. The man, the myth, the Reverend Mustard himself, Gray Poupée. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing better now, especially since I got to read this book, man. Thank you for letting me into the comic club and letting me be a part of this. Because, man, this is the team up that I've wanted ever since I was a kid. So, hell yeah. Excited to talk about this.
So, we have mentioned many times, both me and Warren, that there's a lot of comics out there right now that are good if you go and look for them. And one of the comics that I'm just so surprised that nobody really talks about is the comic that we're reviewing today. We're going to get into these issues as the weeks go by, but we are going to be taking a look at Spider-Man and Wolverine, #1. And yeah, it's crazy. You would think that two legacy characters who sell a lot of comics singularly are just not being talked about right now in this comic. It's wacky.
Especially with the story's good, the art is amazing, and with the way things are right now, you think that this would be one of the more talked about Marvel projects going on, but it's kind of just kind of under the radar for a lot of people.
Yeah, we got Mark Guggenheim writing the story and Carrie Andrews doing the art for some of the books, most of them, but then they switch up artists, but it relatively looks the same throughout the series so far. But yeah, so overall, it's pretty crazy that nobody's really talking about this book. And if there are people talking about it, you don't see it as widely as Ultimate Spider-Man or, even Ultimate Wolverine, which is still a great book in itself. It's a fantastic book, but it's like, dude, you're getting the best of both worlds. The art in this book is incredible. The story is incredible. And they touch on a lot of subjects that people have been wondering about. And the twist that they put with it, especially in the first book, is great, man. I think it's great.
Yeah.
But overall, I've been enjoying the series. What do you think, Warren? How far are you along in this?
I'm all caught up with unless one's come out recently. I think
up to 9 issues.
I think I'm up to 8, and I have been enjoying the thrill, the ride. It reminds me a lot of 90s comics, a lot of just the good, solid story and really, really good art.
This is the newest one.
Yeah, I don't think I have that one. I think I have up to 8.
Yeah, so there's 9 issues right now so far. And what's cool is Alessandro Cappuccio did the cover art for #7, and he's the one that's doing Ultimate Wolverine. So that was really cool that he got to do that. And he did a really, really good Moon Knight run with Jed McKay a couple years ago, which I recommend fully. It's been awesome. But yeah, this little stack right here of comics will bring you great joy. This will bring you a lot of joy, especially if you're a fan of Spider-Man and or Wolverine. But Gray, you said this was something that you wanted for, a long time. What got you into these two characters?
Oh, good question. I guess it would probably be the animated series back in the 90s. I always loved them, but the 90s was kind of all about Wolverine, and he had so many different kind of team ups, variations. There's a bunch of them that I really dug that kind of nobody talks about and just kind of went by the wayside. There was this Wolverine Gambit series that was pretty interesting. I really liked it, but I have literally heard nobody talk about this thing. I didn't know that this exists, and I'm a fan of both of them. To just hear about it now and find out that it's on like issue 9 and it started last year. I'm definitely less acquainted with this than you guys are. I've only read the first 2 issues, but man, huge fan of it already. But this just seems like a long time coming, especially with I'm forgetting what the old game was. Was it like Overpower or something? Where they definitely had a lot of images of, say, like Wolverine versus like Venom or stuff like that. It just seems like the crossover would have happened at some point. But
man, I'm not. not sure if they ever did before. I'm not 100% positive. I'm sure there's been something where they've done something together. Not sure if it was a full-blown series. I am not as well versed in Marvel nearly as I am in as DC Comics, but I'm glad that it happened. I remember seeing it. It randomly. I didn't even know it was coming out. I was actually at the comic book store grabbing my weekly stuff, and I saw this sitting there, this first issue. And I was like, I asked the guy, do you know anything about this? And he was like, no. And so I pulled it out. It wasn't in a poly bag or anything like that. So it wasn't bagged and boarded either. So I just pulled it out and I started looking through it. And I was like, I'm getting this. Great. And I was like, I'm getting this. I'll read it whenever I get home. And I was pleasantly surprised, as if there's what to do. What do you do with Spider-Man and Wolverine? How do you make it interesting? Because their backstories are so very different. Do they just go up on a team up adventure and just hold hands and you know, like, well, Wolverine's trying to kill people, Spider-Man's like webbing him a little bit to stop, like, oh, just smack him, don't really kill him. No, they went full bore into the lore of both of these characters, which is really cool, man. Which I liked a lot. So, is there anything you guys want to say before we get into the comic?
They do have somewhat of a history together. There's been different times where they've teamed up. But I don't know how many full-on like Spider-Man Wolverine books there have actually been, but I know that they have meeting up at times and had some famous encounters. Joe Mad did a series that had with Wolverine, and that also included Spider-Man, but then that one kind of spun off a bit too also.
Yeah, they've done stuff in the Spider-Man and the X-Men. They've done stuff with Spider-Man, the Avengers, and Wolverine's been in the Avengers. There's stuff like that. But, like, yeah, I don't know if they've had a full series. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. So I could be, you know, completely wrong in seeing that. We got Sean Sheridan's in here. He says, Spider-Man, because he is an everyday, normal 9-to-5 working dude with issues we all have, rent, chasing the girl between. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. He's definitely much easier to relate to if you're just a dude, you know, working and having girl troubles and stuff like that. And he says, Bruce Wayne, bit easier when you're a billionaire. Yeah, I think it's different though. The one's definitely street level, you know, even though he's got amazing amazing strength and hearing and all this stuff. The other one has street level villains, but is mostly used now in like massive events, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with Sean there. It's interesting to hear. All right, so here we go. Let's get into this comic book, man. This is a lot of fun. So here we go. Boom. Nice cover. This digital one came with all the different covers, which I thought was interesting here. They had a whole bunch of different ones.
And all the variants on here are beautiful, but at the same time, they're not far off from the art. But man, do I dig these variants, especially the painted one.
That's the one I love.
Yeah,
right there. I think that's awesome. But yeah, that one's
that
great.
one.
That one's
I don't know
fantastic.
why just the painted ones stand out to me.
Yeah. It would be sweet, like if Alex Ross would go back and do some Marvel stuff like he did for Marvels. But
he's got a new series coming up. He's going to be doing a full-on Marvel painted series that he's writing. I'm not sure when it's going to debut, but I saw an article about that one.
Because if you ever get a chance and can get Marvel the graphic novel, it's fucking amazing. It is brilliantly done and looks incredible. All right, so we're not gonna read the whole thing, but we're gonna, you know, go over everything that's happened. We got Wolverine here just doing his thing. You know, he is the best there is at. Well, fuck it, who cares? You know the drill. And I think
what an
that's
awesome
funny.
opening panel, man.
It is.
It's so Weapon X, but in the best possible way.
Mm-hmm. Warren, what'd you think of this opening panel, man?
It's beautiful, and Gary Andrews during this entire first issue, his composition and page layouts are just breathtaking. I was taking notes, just going over it, and like, okay, I need to try that. I need to try this, because the way he can transition in story, the way he breaks panels, it's just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's brutal right here. The chaos that is happening is brutal, and I like the fact that his face is shadowed and his hair. He just looks crazy Wolverine. Really cool. Good waistline too, man. Really, really nice waistline. He works out.
He's keeping it tight.
He's got a good diet plan.
Yeah. So he's in Berlin, Germany, and he's got a meeting. He's meeting up with someone named Bill Branscombe, and it's been a long time. And they're meeting up in a Hydra remnant safe house. And he wants to know what the hell Bill wants. And I love looking at him because I'm thinking of this scene happening in a movie, and right there is like completely what's his name? Oh damn, I forgot. What's the guy from Tombstone, the old guy?
Oh,
Sam Elliott?
Sam Elliott. There we go. That could be Sam Elliott right there. So what's happening here is Bill Branscombe says to Logan, like, have you heard of the Janus Directory? And apparently the Janus Directory is a list of all double agents, people who have been playing both sides of the field. Not only does it have their real names, it has literally a directory of every mission that they've ever done with details and everything. So that's big news, man. That's like a big deal because there's so many double agents, especially in Marvel, because they have a lot of, societies like Hydra, AIM, all of those things. So that could be troublesome, which shall you say?
Do you want to keep a master list of all that? Like, should it be in one place? It just seems like it makes it so much more convenient. Although I don't own a spy network, so I don't know. It just seems like you don't want the list to leak, man.
No, you wouldn't. But I'm wondering if someone compiled it. That's probably what happened. Someone probably compiled the list from all the different agencies, is my guess. What do you think, Warren?
Yeah, you usually do stuff like that as a blackmail material against whoever. Like, you have all that stuff down there. The agents will never be able to leave, and if they do try to leave, then now, you have something to keep them there.
Right. Yeah, and we got Bill Branscombe up here, seeing the other side of his face, doing his best Two-Face / Jonah Hex impression. So he's worried, and he says, hey, this list could be troublesome because bottom line is if it sees the light of day, a lot of people are going to get ruined, and how many more will die? So I thought that's a pretty good setup on Wolverine's side here. And with what we find out a little bit later, it's interesting why Wolverine went to Peter Parker, because you wouldn't think Peter Parker go get him because of some double agent list,
Yeah.
But they've messed around a little bit with his his backstory and his continuity, and his parents were agents, secret agents for some organization. And hi Emily, how you doing? Hey Orange, what's up? Hey guys, sorry about yesterday. I could not do the show. I don't know if I had like a medication reaction or something, but all I know is I did not feel right yesterday. Very bad, and it was not cool for me. So Spider-Man is in it's 1 week later, and Spider-Man is flinging through the city, and that looks amazing, by the way. That is a classic Spider-Man look at my balls pose.
Yes, it is. Yes, but also what they're doing with cutting between where he's supposed to be and where. Man, I love the way that this guy just lays it out.
Yes.
One quick question.
Yes.
So the only other time that I've known that they've kind of changed Peter Parker's backstory and kind of his parents being spies or something was the Amazing Spider-Man movies from like the early teens.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing now since those movies, or what? I have not seen anything about his parents being.
So I would have to,
as long as it doesn't involve a train, I'm happy.
I would have to look and see because I knew they were like doctors or something like that. But so it's back in 68. It says Parker's parents, Richard and Mary, were established as CIA spies who died in a plane crash during a mission. A backstory introduced in Amazing Spider-Man number 5, 1968.
Damn. Okay.
Roughly 6 years after Spider-Man's debut. Like I said,
bad.
No, that's not your bet because I don't know that. Like I said, I have a lot of Spider-Man, but I'm working on getting a lot of the older stuff. And that's something, Spider-Man was something like that I never went and like illegally downloaded or stuff like that. It just wasn't, because they have a great collection called the Masterworks collection, and you could still get them available. And I've been working on getting a lot of those to branch out from Stan Lee's to Ditko's to, you know, stuff like that. That's Spider-Man. So that's nothing that I've ever read. I didn't know that. So, you know, you're not in the dark. Did you know that, Warren?
I didn't realize it was established so early because they don't reference it much at all. Like you just most of your common Spider-Man fans would know that he was with his aunt and uncle and that his parents weren't there, so something must have happened to him. I didn't realize that they established all the way back in the 60s that they were secret agents. I knew that they established it, but I just didn't realize it was that early.
Yeah, I knew, I had known about the plane crash and that stuff. I just didn't know about the secret agent thing. And I would almost guarantee that I've probably heard that many times before, but just don't remember, to be honest. I'll just be honest. I probably heard it. We probably all have. It's just there's so much continuity with these books, and you know, the nice thing with Marvel is it's had one continuity, you know, straight through. So that's pretty cool. But yes, this page layout is amazing. Him zipping through New York City and the girl waiting there. I like how that's like that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is a beautiful way to do that. And plus, it's very Todd McFarlane. A lot of Kerry Andrews' artwork on this book reminded me of Todd McFarlane. Very influenced.
I'm wearing the shirt.
Yes.
So he's Spider-Man, and he is very, very late. So we get Peter dropping in on his girl, and they go over the whole thing of Spider-Man who's always late, you know, and she's wondering, like, you know why your life is such a dumpster fire, Peter? It's because your upbringing, your parents, stuff that stems with your childhood. You never talk about your parents. And he does. He actually says, well, that's only because my parents were secret agents who were killed in the line of duty. And she's like, yeah, you kind of deflect with humor. And he's sitting there thinking like, no, that's the only time I really didn't. And it's awesome. There's so much on this page. They got him coming in, the conversation happening, her getting angry with him, kind of, but like coming up with, you know, Peter Parker time. And over here with him talking, and then his parents, Red Skull, the plane going down. Like there's so much going on in just
looking so Bond over there too.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Yes. So what did you think about this, like not being Mary Jane but being another girl? Like, does that bother you, or do you care about the whole Mary Jane type, you know, not being with Mary Jane?
Well, I knew that he wasn't currently, because there's a bunch of people complaining about it on the internet and on Twitter. So I didn't know if this was like some kind of new canon girlfriend. I didn't know if this was one of those things that's kind of like it's in canon, but we're not paying attention to what's currently going on deals.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't quite sure who she was, because she doesn't stick around for very long. So I didn't quite know what was going on with this part of it. I just love the side shot of the face and then his past in there, like he did with Wolverine the page before. And it was and also, you know, it was that the page looked beautiful, but I didn't have no idea about who the girl was. I didn't really care either. It's just, you know, it's part of the story. Like if he's going to move on from Mary Jane, Peter's going to have somebody.
Yeah. And Orange Avenger makes the comment. He says, yeah, White Nick Fury hung out with them too. And he is 100% correct.
Yeah.
He is what there was books backstory with Nick Fury talking to them. And I think he came to the Parker household whenever Peter was like very, very young. like really young. I'm not sure how much Aunt May and Uncle Ben knew, but he is 100% correct. So, Gray, what do you think about this layout right here, this page?
I absolutely love it. It says so much visually for the type who don't actually read the words. I think you still understand exactly what's going on.
I know.
I dig it. I have some friends who don't read the words, but man, if you do, you get so much more of the story. But I think even they could piece this together. That she's giving him hell for not showing up on time, and then he's having this memory, this thing that kind of torments him. But man, I just dig it. I really like the way that they laid this out. And the panels on top of it. We're going to see even better ones coming up. But man, I just love the layout in this entire book.
I like how if you look at the top of Red Skull's head, they still have the back of Peter's hair. And if you go down, it actually looks like Red Skull has some emo haircut with like the front of it.
I'm trying to see wigs.
He was so stylish, Didn't know that about Red Skull. So we get here, his spider sense goes off, and Logan pulls up. Peter makes this stupid thing. It's like, oh, he's a very important co-worker, and I gotta go. And we get the disgruntled girl, and she talks about how he's left every date exactly like this or something along those lines. She says he yells out a bunch of the dates, and she tells him emergency exit, problem with your aunt, you fell asleep. So at least he stayed through one, and he says, hey, but our next date will end that way, but I won't fall asleep. So yeah, it's just ridiculous Peter Parker life. That's how he lives, and it's ridiculous. He can never catch a break. Like as soon as he sits down, this fucking guy pulls up. And what is she thinking, seeing this dude pull up and pull off with Peter? Like, how the hell does he know him?
Yeah, like why are you leaving with the Marlboro Man?
Yeah. That dude seems a little too badass to be friends with you. And why did he throw you the helmet? I think the helmet is just the funniest part on this. Just Logan showing up as badass as he could be, and the dinkiest little helmet for Peter that just fits him to a T.
He's worried about safety.
It reminds me of those like movies where the bad boy hangs out with the nerd to help him with his like science test or something along those lines. It's like
yeah, he's like, Logan here is trying to pass his midterm. Like, what? So they go to Astoria, Queens, and it's a defunct SHIELD storage facility off the books. And Wolverine has explained to him the Janus directory. He said, it took me a while to track this Janus directory down. He's like, really? I mean, isn't it obvious you'd find it at a SHIELD intel database or on a SHIELD helicarrier? So they kind of have, interplay here, and they're just kind of looking around. And I think it's great that Wolverine calls Spider-Man a dork. So
he's got a point. Didn't you see the helmet?
Yes. Well, the reason why Wolverine needs Peter Parker is because apparently these files are under a SHIELD quality encryption. And he thinks, he's like, you're the only person that I know that could get past this, minus the fact that he knows, Reed Richards, Tony Stark, and a whole bunch of other people. But maybe it's just because Spider-Man won't tell.
Spider-Man won't tell him no. He'll just go along.
Well, that's probably true too. That's probably true too. But amazing art here, man. Like, it's just crazy how much happens on these panels. Like, it's pretty wild, man. And look how big these SHIELD helicarriers are. Look how small they are up there.
It's really a lesson on how to put as much story packed into a page without using excessive paneling. And yeah, he's breaking every I love panel breaks, and he does it all over the place in this.
Yeah,
and I just love the spider sense at the end of that panel too. Like,
oh yeah,
man.
Yeah, there's only 4 major panels, and then this little teeny tiny, side yellow one at the bottom. But it's only 4 panels there, which is incredible. Like that's amazing how much stuff is there, and it leads you to the visual medium on top of not using a lot of words all the time. You don't have to be so wordy to get your comic book through. So yeah,
I'm preferred that way apparently.
There's a guy named MSK that 100% has no idea what words are.
Well, I don't think you would be as lost in this one, is all I'm saying.
I do. I do. But so Peter's spider sense goes off, and here we got Omega Red and Kraven, which is awesome. It's like two of these guys' biggest villains just show up out of nowhere, and we're gonna get a fight. So what did you guys think? Were you like holy shit?
Yeah, it was badass. Yeah. It's what you know. They used to do this when they put two characters together. It used to be kind of like an all-star of villains and heroes and action, and this is really a callback to that 90s era team up book. And seeing these two here was just really awesome because they both have kind of they're not like they're number one villains, but they're still really badass villains that we don't get to see a lot of all the time.
Right. Well, it's just interesting. The reason why I asked that, were you like, holy shit, is because think of it. There's only been like 4 pages, but it's totally warranted that they're there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's a very hard thing to do, to build your story this much that 2 major villains are already appearing, not like C-list cream puffs. You know what I'm saying? Like these are massive villains here.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. Gray, do you have any history with either of these villains, Kraven and?
Oh yeah, both of them. Of course, I love the Kraven the Hunter movie that was out. What was that? 2 years ago now.
Amazing.
So yeah, when I saw him on page, I was just so happy that finally we get Kraven. But Omega Red, he used to be one of my favorite villains ever, and I feel like I haven't seen him in years. It's awesome to kind of see them in a team up that I never thought that I wanted, but man, I kind of dig it. And then I kind of dig where they're going with this fight, because it's definitely not what I anticipated, but man, they could not make those guys look more badass in that one panel.
Yes. So here we get some fighting and some shit happens. And I think it's like, they're like, hey, we should switch up, because basically it's like, you don't know my villain and he doesn't know me. So probably be an easier fight. Not easier, but they won't know all the moves and I won't get hurt as bad. And I love how Wolverine jumps right into it and Spider-Man is all the way up there while they are nothing but shadows down below.
I mean, if I had the ability, that's probably how I would handle it too. I'm just saying. Put me well above the action.
So we get some more fighting here, and there's some more exposition.
And
we get some really
breaks, it just
beautiful.
It brings those fights to life.
Yes, this is one of those that I would love to see either animated or the actual fight be played out in like a video game or something.
Yeah,
that would be cool, because you never think of like the Omega Red versus Spider-Man. It's not something you would ever think of, but that is a fight that would be really fun to play out in a video game.
Yeah. Also, Kraven versus Wolverine. I also didn't think about that, but man, I really kind of dig why they chose each of these villains, and man, it kind of works with a matchup of powers.
Yeah, Wolverine straight up kicking him into an exploding jet. Just bam.
Well, jet fuel is very flammable, especially through kicks.
Yeah.
And they make the statement of, there's definitely something else going on here than just this pair trying to get their hands on the directory. So yeah, that spiraling of the web right there with the thwip, that is awesome.
That's really cool. Is so awesome.
That's definitely the Spider-Man 3D moment if it was the movie. Like, check this out. It's no spacing though, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, every one of these pages has a panel break. It's just amazing. I love the layout of this entire issue. I guess series. The second one does it as well. I'm assuming they continue with it.
Yeah, whenever he's drawing, they do. They do. There's usually like the main guy will do like the first 3 or 4 books and then get a break, and then he'll come back, because they gotta keep it coming out month to month. So unless you're like Dan Mora or something, you're probably going to be taking a break here and there. Dan Mora can apparently do like 11 books a month.
That's because he has 6 arms
and not miss anything, which is just weird and hilarious. So we get Craven in the midst of his awesome fiery pose here. He pulls out what looks to be an RPG.
Let's talk about
Wolverine's reaction to that.
He deflects the rocket with his claws.
Well, yeah.
Well, first you get like the wide-eyed Wolverine. You rarely see. Like, oh, I'm a bit concerned, but not a problem. Got the adamantium.
Yeah, and you see the clang whoosh. So of course the choom will happen afterwards. And he's got a bad feeling, a really bad feeling about this. So this is where the book goes really like haywire. I was not expecting any of this. And I'm sure neither of you were expecting this.
No.
I don't really understand what the hell was going on here at first.
It would really confuse someone that we know.
Who MSK? Yeah, he would have no idea. He would think it's another book. Yeah. So it says the debris knocked me out. This is Wolverine. He says, who knows for how long? Bigger problem is I'm buried alive. All my senses screaming, wailing for me to get free, and not for lack of trying. He said, head's getting light, world's starting to swim, oxygen deprivation, already messing with my head. Wait. He said, I feel wood. And then Spider-Man's like, hey, buddy. No, I'm just joking. He says, I feel wood with the blazes. He says, feels like I've been trapped in and it says, here lies Wolverine slain by the hunter coffin. How awesome is that page?
Oh,
that
yeah.
is ridiculous.
It's amazing.
It's almost like the Craven's Last Hunt, the Spider-Man coming out. Like, that looks incredible. Just
with the lightning, the rain, everything about that is just amazing.
And then Wolverine nipple.
Just, I mean, you always need one of those. But yeah, and then you get the allusion to Weapon X down at the bottom. I absolutely love the entire layout of this thing. But yeah, there's a bunch of panels that I wouldn't mind just having on my wall from this book. Yeah.
So we get says where'd Cravey and Big Red go, and where, and it's like, where am I? And you're right. So it's like Wolverine is playing out Craven's Last Hunt, what happened to Spider-Man. And Spider-Man, who would have ever thought we needed to see this? This is amazing.
Yep.
He's all weapon decked out, and he tries to get his webs, and no, claws come out.
But you've also got the snicked. I absolutely love it.
Snicked. It looks like there's.
It's weird that he has gloves though.
Yeah.
The gloves are the only thing what concerns me.
Well,
shouldn't he have boots as well
too? But yeah,
it's got to be cold on the little tootsies.
It probably is. It probably is very cold. So at about this time, I had 2 thoughts. I really did. I had 2 thoughts right here. I was like, okay, so either like everything that happened when they got onto the helicarrier has not been real, or there was a third party involved. And I don't know if I was correct, but we'll see. I'm not going to ruin it.
You're smarter than me.
What were you thinking?
I was just dumbfounded.
What were you thinking right about now, Warren?
When I first read this, I was confused, and then I thought of a third party that could do something like this. So I was wondering if that was going to be the case, being the fact that we've already got a Craven and Big Red in there. So I started to think, well, it's probably something like that. I just thought it was cool them going down each other's memories, and we're getting all this stuff, and it's with them playing each other out or playing it out in there. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. So I was thinking something along the lines of their minds being messed with because the environment's around them and they're experiencing this. But yeah, so it was crazy. So we got Wolverine here, and he's disoriented. Can't remember how he got in that grave. Can't remember how he got here. And then there's Mariko. As he said, And Spider-Man is fighting a bear. A bear. That's awesome.
I thought it was cool that even though they're going through each other's past, like it's not Gwen Stacy, it's Mariko. So it's his love interest who puts in the place of what happened with Spider. Like the clang of the fifth panel where he hits with the clang with the sword. Wolverine fighting goes back to the Frank Miller run where Wolverine fought Mariko's, I believe, father. I just thought it was interesting that they brought in the real life loves to play the part of they're in that situation. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And also with Peter and the bear.
Yeah, he's like, Peter's fighting the bear. And then all of a sudden he's like swings and then there's a sword there. And he's like, a sword? What? Like, what the hell's happening? And we got Wolverine down here, and you cursed interlopers, Wolverine. And we see Green Goblin in the background. And he throws probably some pumpkin bombs, or as my son would say, punkatins. Threw some punkatin bombs, and there she goes, just like a carpet unrolling off the side of a building. There goes Mariko. What a tragic end for something that's not even there. How dare they? I love Wolverine's got the "I'll get you next time, Green Goblin, you bastard." And yeah, they show the neck snap. Like they show it.
Yeah.
And he's like, he got her. She's safe. Snap. No. You'll pay for this, Goblin. You killed the woman I love. And you forgot the sandwiches.
Great shot of Goblin too.
Oh, that's dude. Look how evil he looks with the teeth.
Oh yeah.
Everything looks fantastic. So we got Peter Parker fighting down here, and he's got the awesome, like, he's got kind of like the Wolverine outfit on, kind of. The yellow and the red belt on and stuff like that, and the brown gloves and stuff.
Some of us think of it as mustard and whole wheat costume, but man, I absolutely love that one. Plus his handkerchief.
Well, he's got like the old lady babushka. That's not actually babushkaing. It's definitely a babushka pattern, or like your aunt's curtains. So. But yeah, they're experiencing like each other's memories, but there's still little bits, like Warren said, of their characters intertwined with those memories. And I thought that was really cool, like really well done. And then out of nowhere, we get Magneto. And he's just like, and now I'm here. Agony. Never felt anything like it because I didn't. This happened to Logan. And Wolverine's saying, like, this happened to Parker. Kravinoff must have hit us with some kind of hallucinogen. And they showed the X here, him being on the X cross and stuff like that. And I turned this page upside down because right here, with the Venom, like, and Wolverine turning into Black Spider-Man, it has the Wolverine, like, headdress on. But it was still like the Black Spider-Man. It looks so awesome. Looks so cool. Yeah. He's like, and then go in for the kill.
You guys are definitely smarter than me. It took me until this panel to realize what was going on. I was just enjoying it, but once they literally spell it out, it's like, oh yeah, of course, we've got another villain there. That makes sense.
Yeah. So then they show the iconic Wolverine encased in adamantium, but it's actually Spider-Man this time in the Death of Wolverine comic. And all of a sudden, choo 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 choo. It looks like they're still somewhere that they never left anywhere. And there's all these little flashes and little metal things in there. And it's like, interesting. What could that possibly mean? He says, the past ain't the future. Memories can't hurt us unless we let them. These are just mind games, something I got some experiencing in. My mind's been messed with, memories erased and altered, and by folks who were way better at it. And we got Craven here. He's like, confused? You shouldn't be. As I said, a hunter uses all available weapons, and the most potent weapon is an ally. So you should have anticipated this. And that's whenever Peter's like, oh, I knew it. There was a reason the whole thing's been giving me deja vu. And I don't mean in a Olivia Rodrigo kind of way. Jesus.
So I didn't like the Olivia Rodrigo reference, but fair enough. They're keeping it up to date. It wouldn't be the first time, but fair enough.
That's what they do.
I love the Rob Liefeld comically large guns.
Oh, for
Omega
sure.
Red and Craven are using.
The only thing they would have needed more is pockets. If they would have had like 70 pockets all over them, this would have been Liefeld perfect.
Well, they're strategically hiding the feet, so it still kind of fits with it.
That's true. That's very true. So Spider-Man asked Wolverine to give a sniff. So you smell something like a fine blend of spring mist with a whiff of desperation. He's like, yeah, coming from the bridge. Why? He's like, I think I know where the protocols are and who Kravy's ally is. We find out it was Mysterio. And I thought that was a great reveal.
Yeah.
It was a great reveal. Perfect. It makes sense. It makes sense that it's him, but this is comic book Mysterio, and it's not Jake Gyllenhaal, so that's a little bit upsetting. Said this is man law, and he says Spider-Man and Wolverine.
He was bitten by a radioactive Wolverine.
That's very true. So, what did you think about the reveal of Mysterio?
I thought it was cool. It's a good callback. He's one of the Sinister Six. He's a big time Spidey villain, and he's always does the hallucination thing. So that kind of helped make a little bit more sense of what was going on before with all of the hallucinations and seeing stuff. So I was surprised at how quickly he takes him out, but yeah.
Well, I mean, once you realize who it is and what it is, I mean, he really doesn't have that much defense after that.
No, he's not much of a fighter, even though he draws him all buff, like six-packed and shouldered up.
So what did you think, Gray? Do you have any Mysterio history besides the movie and the cartoon?
Mainly from the cartoon, but yeah, I had a bunch of different Spider-Man runs throughout the years. I've always dug Mysterio. I think there's a lot that they could have done with him. I kind of hated what they did with the whole Gyllenhaal thing, but still, it makes perfect sense that this would be Mysterio and this would be how they're kind of attacking him. I absolutely love it, and then that makes sense with all of the kind of twisted past memories, yet still slanted, and it's not quite reality. I absolutely dig it. That's when Mysterio is kind of best for me. I don't know why it didn't occur to me, but it just didn't. I caught onto this way later than you guys. But once they kind of revealed that, it's like, oh, I know where they're going with this. I dig it, man. And I think this is one of the cooler depictions of Mysterio. Just the way that they've got like his gauntlets mixed with the muscles, as Warren pointed out. He looks like he'd be formidable. It only takes a couple punches, but still.
And I thought it was funny. Like, Mysterio always cracks me up when he uses people's pasts, because I'm like, how did he know all that stuff to create the illusion of it?
Yeah, it's like, is he using a scarecrow kind of gas where it's like, I get you with the gas and then you fill in the blanks of your own past? I'm not.
I think he just read the comic book. That's
my
guess.
He knows the canon, the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Unlike MSK, he read the book.
All right, Warren, you want to go from here? Because this is pretty big here.
Yes. After he quickly takes care of Mysterio, Spider-Man makes his way and he opens up. He finds the files. He opens them up, and then he sees his parents' name in the directory, and the fact that they were agents while Wolverine is fighting a 2v1 right now. And yeah, it was another great panel. We get to see this great shot of his parents, and it's he at first he kind of hesitates because he's like, Wolverine's fighting alone, but then he's like, no, I need to find out more about them, and the curiosity got him, and then he wanted to find out how they died. And there's a great shot here where you get to see like into his mask, into like with his eyes. It's just the whole page is just beautiful on this one.
Yeah, I think it's cool that like they have video of their 007 team up movie. Like, it's pretty awesome. Was that Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Is that what that movie? Yeah, it's like their moment here. And it's really cool. Like, Peter's mom can kick. Look at that, man.
Yeah. She wears that dress well.
Yeah.
Indeed. And you can see where Peter gets his strong thighs from.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Yeah, man. The white Bond suit as well. And I love the villain having a fez. Just
that's great.
I love
it. and like the American women's hockey team, the goalie, Peter's mom probably keeps her crease clean.
I mean, you got to.
They won gold today, by the way, which was awesome.
Oh,
great game.
Congratulations to them.
Yes. So yeah, Logan's fighting them, and then Peter's like, pretty much, as soon as he sees his parents, he is enthralled. Like, there is no getting him away from there. And that last panel at the bottom is awesome. You see the Spider-Man mask, but you see inside of it, you see his eyebrow and his eye. He's like, I want to know how they died.
And you really can't blame him.
No.
So as it shows Wolverine fighting, and as he's fighting, he's like, okay, final transmission video, his servants. He's going to hit play. He sees his mom and dad, and then out of the shadows, we see a very familiar silhouette. And then it gets the full reveal. He realizes that it's Logan that killed his parents.
Or that we know. He kind of just stops there,
Yeah.
It's interesting because it's like, he's like, Logan, what is he doing there? And the parents are like, what the hell are you doing on this plane? And he says, my job. And then it just goes black, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think that's a really cool thing to do for the story of this book. Like, you'd think like massive team up, awesome team up. And now it's like, ooh, did this just become Spider-Man versus Wolverine?
Well, it's such the implications of it. I mean, Fury knew, like, how many people knew this happened, and it's just it kind of it's kind of shakes the foundation a bit with Spider-Man, and I'm wondering if it's going to carry over into other books along those lines.
It's going to have to.
Deal. Yeah,
I don't think this is an Elseworlds or anything like this. I believe this is main continuity. So, yeah. But Wolverine, good, Gray.
I was just gonna say, there's just so much storytelling that they've done with the eyes, like where you get Peter Parker in full costume and the Spider-Man thing, and you just see like originally the computer kind of you see the names reflected in his eyepieces. Then in that last one, as Warren pointed out, you can see through it. You can kind of see his reaction. Then in this, you see his eyes just kind of welling up as like the realization comes through. Just, man, I love the art in this book. There's just so much that they're telling you with just his eyes alone.
Yep. We get in, Wolverine's fought these guys off, and he's like, at least I think they're gone. Damn it, where the hell's Parker? Shaboom.
And then a chunk, if you will, he gets the double leg kick from Spider-Man, and Spider-Man is out for his blood. I'm going to kill
chunky
you.
Double leg kick.
That's true. Yeah.
With another gorgeous panel to end this up with. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, all in all, I thought this book was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. And yes, like Orange Avenger, like you said, we kind of talked about that. Like, when does Mysterio have psychic ass powers to make people relive other people's memories? We don't know. We don't know. I said he read the issues. That's what I think happened. I think he went down to his local comic book store and picked up a couple issues of Spider-Man and the X-Men. But yeah, it works for the comic. But yeah, it was kind of like weird. I thought for sure it was gonna be somebody else. Like I figured it was Mysterio because of Spider-Man, but I also thought maybe it could be some sort of other psychic or something like that. But I think it worked. It worked for what they wanted to do, and it was neat to see that imagery again. But overall, the story of the book is what I thought was really cool, and I liked it a lot. So, Warren, what did you think about this book overall, man?
Overall, I loved it, and I wish they would do more stuff like this, where this is still in canon. This still has a lot of implications, but at the same time, it's a self-contained story that is just tells a good story, good action, good art, and it adds to the canon without being bogged down by it. And I wish that they would do more stuff like this than these overarching collected events that they're constantly doing every 6 months. This is the kind of stuff they need to do more of, in my opinion, where they're taking one or two characters and then giving them what could be a self-contained story, but it's still living in the real world and then in the canon world. So
Right.
I think this is, I wish they would do more stuff like this with more characters, where we're not getting so bogged down with all of the other stuff. We're just having a fun, good story with good artwork, and that we can get into and have a good time with without having to worry about buying 67 issues and what's all of the everything having to have some kind of massive implication over the whole world. No, it's just a self-contained good story.
Yeah, they definitely need to get back into just telling self-contained stories as well. Like that needs to happen, because when, like you said, when you're weighed down by years and years and years of continuity, it's like you can't play in the sandbox as much as you want to.
Yeah.
It's like, just tell some self-contained stories. There you can have your mainline Spider-Man comic where guys really, really want to write it, they really want to draw it, and they can be continuity heavy and they can do all of those things. But we should also be able to read books that are just fun, because that's what comic books are supposed to be, escapist fun. And I thought that this book was fun, and that was the main thing for me. Gray, what did you think, man?
Yeah, 100%. I'm just parroting what you guys are saying. This was fun. I love the team ups, and I love how it's kind of a simple story, but man, did it get me hooked. Just off of this issue alone, I know I'm finishing this run. Man, I just needed to know where it was going after this kind of cliffhanger of an ending. Like, okay, so now Peter has some very devastating information. Man, where it goes in the next issue, I absolutely love it. Just chef's kiss, and I need to know where this is going. But I miss kind of team ups like this. One of my favorite books when I was a kid was I'm pretty sure it was Wolverine and Gambit was the name of it. But man, it's a team up where they kind of did the same thing. They definitely make them kind of enemies at first, then make them have to team up. And man, I want to know where this one's going, but it seems fun, and it's hooking me. And the artwork in this is just gorgeous. I love the way that they're breaking on at least every page. There's at least one panel break. Man, it feels like the actual book is moving, as opposed to just these static panels that just feel a little bit sterile. Just man, this has me hooked. I'm super excited to at least finish this run, and I hope it gets more popular. I have no idea why I haven't heard anything about it. Granted, I don't have my fingers on the pulse of comics these days, but you think somebody would have talked about this. These are two amazing characters that used to be fan favorites. It seems like this would be on the top of a good portion of people's lips.
You would think so, and I think a lot of it has to do with the way comics are distributed, number one, but also the fandom. The fandom is very fickle right now, because you have a lot of guys that are buying legacy books because that's what they do. They collect. And then they don't really like new comics. They just don't like them. It wasn't, it just, they don't want to read them. I've had so many conversations with guys where it's like, you know, oh, this is kind of what they do, and it's like, oh, okay. And like kind of like this it kind of like what Orange Avenger's saying here. It's like all they had was repeating the MCU Civil War bucket twist, huh? It's like, yeah, that's fine, and that's perfectly fine, but the story itself is fine enough. Even if there wasn't that twist, it would be fine enough. The fact that they're doing a team up, and I understand, like I get where people come off and say, oh, you know, there's nothing new. And it's like, well, yeah, dude, they've been writing this shit for 9 zillion years every month.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do that's new. Like, and when they give us something new, people complain. Like, you know, we got Absolute Batman in that Absolute universe, and it's like something new, and then people still complain about it. So it's like, and I'm not just saying you, Orange, and it's more like just, I don't know what there is to do to satisfy everybody. You know, I don't know what there is. And that's even if Wolverine killed his parents. We don't know yet. It could be something completely different.
Well, you know, every story has been told, and sometimes you can tell a story that's been told, but adding different characters to it, adding different little twists can make it more interesting. Like, yeah, let's do a train heist, but okay, let's do a train heist with Daredevil and Punisher, who are trying to get on the train for some MacGuffin, and then we're showing up with all of these like people down through their history. I mean, there's stuff that you can do that has been done before, but adding different characters to it, different dynamics, and it could still be interesting. Like John Wick was just a revenge film, but yet the way they did the revenge film was just amazing, and it was breathtaking, and that's why a bunch of people got behind it. So it's not, I mean, it's hard to come up with something original, and sometimes just adding the new characters and new perspectives to it can change can make it interesting and entertaining. So sometimes going down the same beaten path, but doing that beaten path with different kinds of characters, different kinds of vehicles, it makes the path now more exciting, even though you've gone down the same path over and over and over again.
Right. And it's like, Orange makes the point. He says, guys, I love you, but we 100% know Spider-Man isn't killing anybody. I never thought that would even be a thing. You know, like that he would even try to kill him. I don't even know if Wolverine actually killed him. It just went blank. He never watched the rest of it.
Yeah.
He just punched him with claws, but he's fine. I don't know. It's not the only time that like Spider-Man's been involved in this. Like he's teamed up with the Punisher so many times where it's kind of the same thing. You know, he tries to prevent the killing, but you know, it's up to the other guy whether he wants to live up to that.
Well, I'm just saying that's even if Wolverine killed his parents. That's what I'm saying. Like we don't know for a fact that he did yet. It kind of just went.
Oh, my bad. I was just assuming random bad guys. Okay. I got a thought on where it's going, but I have no clue at this point. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll have to read and find out.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree with you. There would be no way Spider-Man would kill him. There's no way. It's just like Bruce Wayne. It's just like you could do whatever you want, and Bruce Wayne's gonna be like, I can rehabilitate him. I can do it. Like, it's stupid.
It is interesting when they try to take a character with like, okay, Spider-Man will never kill, but can you push him to the point where he gets the closest to doing it that he ever has? Like if you took someone, like if you know, like how much can you push one man till he breaks kind of deal? And Spider-Man's kind of always like with the way they treat Spider-Man, which is different than a lot of other characters, is that he could be a guy that could go postal at any time because he just gets put through so much, but because of his personality and his good heart, he always ends up doing the right thing. Like even in this What If, where a Kingpin had originally it was like he shot Mary Jane, but in this one he shot and killed or a hitman shot and killed Aunt May, and Parker went freaking ballistic and he took out a bunch of people. Didn't kill, but he got to the point where he almost killed Kingpin. And it was like driving that character to the breaking point, and can he come back from the abyss kind of deal is interesting, even though it's been done a bunch of times with a bunch of different characters. Batman, it seems to be done, almost to ad nauseum at times, but
right. Yeah, it's the same thing like with the original burglar or not burglar, but the thief that, ended up shooting Uncle Ben in the comics. Like, he was stalking him, like Spider-Man was stalking him. He was going to kill him. And then the lightning happened and he saw Spider-Man. He was like, oh shit, what the hell's that? And he fell and he died. And then Spider-Man was just like, yeah, well, I didn't even have to do it, so it's okay. And that's a Stan Lee thing. I mean, I wish that I'm on the fence with those things. It's like, do I wish that we got a more realistic interpretation of certain things? I don't know. With Spider-Man, I don't know. But I would like to see him, as Orange pointed out, like that he will forgive him. I would like to see him not do that to certain people. Like, not be able to put up with what they've done. Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree, Orange, where he says Batman, it's constantly. Jason was great when he was like, what the fuck, bro, can you just waste that one guy because you love me? Right. And not only that, but couldn't you just waste that one guy who is like responsible for like 10,000 deaths?
Like, he could snap Joker's neck on network television and they'd let him walk for it. No one would care. Like, the public opinion would be like, 99% in favor of his actions.
Well, what
he could fix him
because the bad writing, it would be Jim Gordon would care because it wasn't by the book, and people would be like, oh my god, Batman killed somebody, can you believe what he did? As opposed to no more Joker.
Well, that would be an interesting story if like Batman finally snaps and kills the Joker and like no one cares. Everyone's just like, hey, that's awesome, man. And Batman's going, oh, what? Like,
you mean I don't have to kill everybody now because of my stupid thinking that I have?
Like, all of a sudden, Batman's
one guy, I have to kill all the guys. Like, that always pisses me off, dude. I hate that. I agree with you. I agree with you.
So Orange has a theory in the next one that's Peter fucking Parker. The guy's a saint who's been visited by actual God.
Yes.
He's forgiving Logan. He's basically Marvel's Jesus with how crucified he is. Yeah, but is there anything that he has to forgive Logan for? We will find out.
We will find out if Logan actually did kill his parents. We'll find out. We will find that out. I don't think so. I think that is just something to get you hooked into the book.
Yeah. Because
he's got a list of double agents. Who else could be in this list?
Does that mean that his parents were double agents? That's where the heart comes from. That's where the actual story is, because he had this good feeling. His parents are always the paragons of virtue. And, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Orange. We're gonna cover this book. It's up to issue 9 right now, but we'll see. Like, I'm not gonna give anything away. I never do that. I never try to. I always argue the points that we talk about in the comments, and I don't try to actually sway people's belief. I only say, did he actually kill him, because we didn't see it.
Yeah.
Like, not because I know anything more. It's just that's how I do things on the show. Like, because I remember I had I was doing a Gambit series on Laps Comic Fan, and this guy was like, dude, you read the next issue, you already know what happened, blah blah blah. And I'm like, the next issue isn't even out yet. Like, it wasn't out. And when it did come out and I did do it, the next one after that had already dropped. So I made sure not to have my opinions. I even wrote down, like, don't mention this, don't mention these things. So that's what I try to do here. I just don't want anybody to be swayed by anything, be swayed by anything like that. So yeah, but I agree. I like, that's one thing I will give Orange credit for. He me and him, we don't always agree on comic books, but he definitely has a good mind for the writing in comic books. He
Oh
will
yeah.
call out shit and say, "Hey, remember this and remember this and remember this," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot." And especially with Marvel, he knows way more about Marvel than I do. 100% more than I do. So, but Warren, what do you got going on this week besides being on trial there, buddy?
Well, yeah, tomorrow's the big trial where I will be defending my factual true points, and then of
Your factual true points as
my
opposed to
factually true
unfactual true things. That's like
Right.
Homer Simpson. He's like, "Facts, Max. You can use facts to prove anything that's even remotely true."
Yes, so tomorrow I will be on trial on the last panel for my opinion that there is no role that Tom Cruise has done that you couldn't take him out of and replace him and not hurt the film at all. So this has riled a lot of people up, and we'll see how that goes tomorrow, defending that point. Then, yeah,
it didn't rile me up. That's why I'm the judge. Because I don't care either way. Look at oh, that's funny. But what else you got going on? I know you got
I'm getting close to being starting my next graphic novel, which is How the Squirrels Saved Longview, and I'll be doing a lot of live streaming during that process. Tuesday, I'll have my normal fan art live stream, and then we'll be back on Wednesday to do Spider-Man Wolverine #2. So
yeah, and we might actually have an extra show dropping because I should be receiving something here very soon.
By Monday, according to the tracking.
That's what it says. It says Monday. My mail gets here pretty early, so it should be Monday morning for me.
Cool.
So yeah, it should be here by like 9 o'clock my time. So I'll probably have it read by the time I talk to you.
Okay,
so
sweet.
We're gonna be doing a whole playlist for Warren's Sig and Joe graphic novel that dropped. Do you have one handy?
Not. Yes, I do. Hold on.
Okay, just so we can show everybody. Yeah, here we go. Look at this. This is fantastic. Look at that. It's got the whole graphic novel out. What we're gonna do is I'm buying 2 of them, and one of them is going to be for a selected person. We're gonna give it away, but I'm gonna put up the money for it. So because I didn't want Warren to actually just give something away. Because it's his first batch of things that he just made. So, but what we're gonna do is the first episode that we're gonna do for Sig and Joe is going to be me interviewing Warren about like how he came up with it, what the process was, how long, since this did take a very long time and it was really cool for him to do. Then the second episode is going to be chapter 1. There's 4 chapters in the book and they're very long. So we're not going to show a lot of the pages. We're not going to do like how we do here. We're probably just going to show a few and just talk over it. Like maybe like 1 or 2 pages per chapter. So we really want people to come out and buy it and support Warren and stuff like that. And we're going to do a show for each chapter. And then at the end, we're going to talk about the whole process of getting the book made and all this thing. And then we're going to talk about his next venture that he's doing, The Squirrels That Saved Longview, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And that's a really cool, like when he told me like a few months ago what the plot kind of was for this, like the thing, I was like, remember what I said? I was like, that's fucking incredible. Like I would read that even if I didn't know you. That just sounds hilariously fun.
Oh, so, yeah. I did a 1-shot for it, and it has been my #1 seller, and the one that instantly, like, I'll have one sitting on the table, and it's just a 17-page 1-shot, and they'll walk up just laughing, grabbing it, and wanting to flip through it. So I'm excited to be able to expand on this and do a whole graphic novel for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So we're gonna do that, and it'll be 5 videos in 6 videos. Sorry, it'll be 6 videos in its own playlist that you guys will be able to access whenever it's done or watch with us whenever we do the show. We're not sure if it's gonna be privately recorded or streamed. It'll probably be privately recorded and put up as videos that way. But yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. And Gray, what do you have going on, sir? I see you in a suit up there. What's that about?
Yeah. Well, the main thing is I've been preparing for this trial because someone, some unnamed person, has besmirched and slandered one of America's greatest talents. That would be the man, Tom Cruise. So, yeah, come join us on the last panel tomorrow night, usual time. And yeah, I will be prosecuting the one and only Lunchbox Warren for his extremely hot take. Some would say molten take that Tom Cruise could be replaced in any movie.
Ooh.
I say nay. This is slander, and I shall prove it. He must defend himself tomorrow. And of course, the impartial Lapsed Comic Fan will be presiding and will be the judge of this. We'll have some character witnesses come in and try and provide some evidence that perhaps these charges are just entirely too much. But yeah, come by and check it out. I think it'll be a fun time.
I just saw it come up. I was like, oh man. Oh jeez. Is that all you got going on, buddy? For the rest of the week?
That's all I can think of. Other than that, next Tuesday, come check out TGIT. Also on the last panel. But it's good times. We talk about comedy, and it is the final week of the preseason for March Hackness. So we are going to award the March Hackness trophy to the winner of the bracket. But yeah, we need your help. We need to eliminate 8 more names, and then we will be left with our 16 names to go into this bracket. So help us out. We're going to figure out who is deserving of this trophy, and then at the end of March, we will mail it to them. So yeah, come on over and check it out. Last panel every Tuesday for TGIT.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody here at the stream, and thank you very much, and have a great night.